Dire team ban. Radiant team pick.
Bad Rider!
Dire team pick.
I speak for the trees.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Clockwork!
Radiant team pick.
Match of the StarLadder China Day 7. Also, final
remaining.
is Vici.Gaming up against TongFu.Wanzhou, or the only TongFu squad now. And we've got ourselves, well, a match which doesn't mean anything for the rankings, but a match which should hopefully be enjoyable nonetheless. Not alone for this match, though. I'm joined by my fellows.
Doing very well. Looking forward to this game. How about you, Guts?
Hop into it. It's like 8. This is me ban.
It is. It is indeed a Meepo ban.
I'll roll it.
TongFu.Wanzhou, the next fanatic, the support Meepo.
10 seconds.
Has anyone else even tried
I've seen
it?
the TongFu
Has
Meepo.
anyone even tried it aside from?
Dire team ban. Dire team.
They think it could be viable.
One game. It's one of those matches which wasn't. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So not the most meaningful
Yeah.
as well. So
And I think we're on the same page as well at the moment that Meepo is not in the best place. I mean, you're a pretty prolific Meepo player, Guts.
I wish. And he's a core hero who you can't get
But
BKB on. Like, that's ultimately his biggest downfall, is you can't go BKB.
5 seconds. 5 seconds remaining.
Which I guess maybe we the right idea.
Reserve
Because he's
time.
good, but even as a support struggle.
Experience. He steals so much experience as well. Because the way that they were playing him is they had, what, one Meepo in each lane? Pretty much sitting there, ready to move around the map and try and set up some ganks. But if the Meepo lives, he steals 50% of all of the experience available for that team fight. So it can be a little bit... I don't even know if it ends up as a support thing. But anyway, Meepo's been banned. We should probably chat at the... for Nature's Prophet and Clockwork. So I guess Clockwork mid? Is that the...
Which is like, this is conventional.
Prophet safe lane, Clockwork mid, Juggernaut +2, aggro tri lane, maybe, depending on how they're feeling here.
Yeah.
Tier 1 regardless, especially with Prophet and Healing Word.
Also, I think they're good at pushing because it zones out enemies, preventing them from... So, a hero who does fit quite well into lineups that want to try and push early towers, especially the outer towers. Once you start trying to push high ground, you can't really... But I think it's quite good push.
Going aggro for Vici is that Timbersaw and Batrider are both just very good solos, either against the Prophet or the Clockwork here. But
Radiant team pick.
it keeps getting more and more interesting. Yeah, now the Centaur.
Serious drafts. Like, with that said, I'm sure they'll still be looking to play, even if they're trying to have fun doing so. A Centaur. At least what they're
10 seconds remaining.
I guess Clockwork or Centaur. It has to be one of those two. I don't think I've ever seen a support Nature's Prophet. Support Jug? Maybe. Could be.
It's not great, but it's doable. If you get a boost first and or something,
From with
the jungle, but Prophet Jungle's iffy, very iffy.
It's like, I guess Prophet Jungle, Clock mid, Jug farming, Centaur offlane, and then some poor sap to be the solo support. Starts looking an awful.
Team.
Then with your solo support and
Tiny Centaur!
Tiny Centaur! We're doing it, gods. We're doing it.
You know, there's a lot of people. 77% of people bet their rares on Vici.Gaming or their keys. Worry right now. Not to say.
Context is important, right? When you bet, you have to realize that Vici.Gaming, they can't advance, unfortunately, just because of how StarLadder chose to break the ties.
Well, this could be an interesting game. This game is like Vici.Gaming will lose his round pick. Like, you play you get play these noble below.
Share, I'm really afraid, because at any point a big horseman could come flying out of the fog and you're just dead. So
big horseman who has a weird obsession with an earthworm called Neil.
Saw that story as well.
Oh man. Timber's great against some of these heroes. Like, he's going to be able to, well, at the same time, he can be blowing up, at least before he gets some items, but he's got the ability to bust down these strength heroes.
Melee strength heroes tend not to have too fun a time against the Timbersaw. Initiation against the Bat, either. No real good targeted disables. They'd have to avalanche or stomp him, and that's it. That's all they have.
You got a hook shot. Is that right? Actually, does he like go on the Centaur all the time?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. You try going and get blown up. Viper's a smart pick. Yeah, though that's like.
Yeah.
So, I think range that can sit back. Don't have to get close to these heroes. Go for the mech. I think it's really fast.
Scepter. The 12-second cooldown.
Prepare for battle.
Carry Tiny, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a support Tiny. Triple smoke! Wait, no, that wasn't all on the same team. Okay, two of those smokes from the Dire side. I thought they were all Dire. I thought they were all Dire smoked.
Vici. Yeah. It's primed.
We're gonna see but we've got Batrider being played by UUU9, XPG on the Rubik, and then we have Blue. We've got Q playing the Visage, and I'll leave you to introduce our Vici.Gaming squad.
30 seconds to battle.
Gaming, we have FY playing the Horseman, aka Centaur. We've got Fenrir over on the Tiny, so he's Centaur's wonderful assistant for this game. I've got RTK playing the Juggernaut. I've got Sylar heading towards mid on Clockwork, and we've got Super, last but certainly not least, handling the Nature's Prophet. This is our second Super for the day, of course, but this is the other Super. This is capital S Super.
The battle begins.
Aside mid, it's not something bad. Where did Centaur go? They kill theoretically any of these 3 lanes. Like that's the scary thing for TongFu. Like they don't know which lane these heroes are going to show up in, and any lane show up at toss down, probably a kill. But jungling? Oh man, you can't proper kill at Tie and Centaur.
Familiar faces.
Tradition. He picked through arrows and he's going jungle.
Try and maximize the farm,
Yeah.
I guess.
Went triple clarity, he cleared.
Denied.
It's even scary once they level up their nukes a bit. Still,
Because I feel like, had the Prophet been top, the Tiny and the Centaur would have spent a lot of time on this lane anyway, just because of how bad the matchup is for the Prophet against the Timbersaw. So I guess this kind of avoids that, and they just get a little bit of extra farm out of the deal. I think I'm a little bit surprised that we're not going to see these guys moving around early.
I'm just going to go for it. Even go for it. Trade hits with Timbersaw, that's a losing battle. Not going to come out on top of that. And there's a whirling death there as well. Centaur could get a staff, they get... The end of this Renki may just go down, he's got no Timber Chain. First blood, Vici.Gaming, Tiny. Support Tiny, the Centaur assistant, gets the kill.
Can it happen?
Yes, well, not just yet. We'll see some toss stuns coming into play soon enough.
It's the jungle
And
guys.
that was just greedy from Timbersaw, not going for any Timber Chain. Like, and the Whirling Death was good for when it was trading hits, but if you don't go Timber Chain, you have to play very different.
Underestimated the damage that they had a little bit there, honestly.
Yeah, these are things that maybe didn't quite calculate for. As it stands, so Vici.Gaming. They've got this Rubik Visage, and these 2 supports, I almost like to see that maybe they want to be heading top to just take on these melee heroes. Because Vici.Gaming have a double melee lane up here, which is just so weak. And against the Juggernaut. So I'd like to see like the Rubik Visage either smoke mid or even all the way top lane, because they can definitely help out this top lane.
Sarge to be moving around too much, but I agree with you 100%. I think there are definitely some kills to be grabbed here and there. I thought they were going to try and toss the Centaur, toss the Timbersaw back, but not going to go for it.
Yeah, keep an eye on this top lane. May as well don't want to go away from this Tiny. They've gone for the 2 double edge, no points in the return. You don't really need the return against the Timbersaw. You just want all the clean. Maybe not quite. Maybe they'll be a little short. Begin as well.
Actually doing really well in terms of CS on mid, and it's not because he's putting multiple points in Rocket Flare. He's just actually pretty much every single rank 1 Rocket Flare is getting him 1 CS.
From what I've seen, he's been doing a good job just using the cogs whenever possible to harass this Batrider. Batrider's going to get an Invis and a Haste Room. Super's just going to TP home. Is he actually going to get out of this one in time? It's going to be close. Just gets out. Back home. Meanwhile, top lane.
The stop!
Ooh, oh, he gets the kill! The Tiny Centaur! Put that Timber Chain. Oh, I can't extend this farm, he'll get his up hands. Like, Centaur will be a good guy. Yeah, share the fuck. Then some came from middle, people like. He went through. There are people.
get some levels out of it, but again, it's the flying horseman question. You have to be very careful. And Vici, I guess, pulling head. They've got a full jungler in the Prophet, so gold pulling head there. Experience, however, is pretty much dead even, so TongFu's still getting a fair bit out.
We'll see. Okay. For a full-on spam for days. He's looking for a stun at top lane, cancels the one stun that was going to miss. That gives MT a pretty good idea that they're just going to... And then they go in with the avalanche. I like that. Like, he thinks he's safe because Toss is being used.
Toffee 8 on me, not the case. They just use avalanche straight into the stomp. Unfortunately, this smoke was spotted. There's a radiant ward just over here that's about to fade, so they shouldn't get a kill. Unless for some reason somebody gets really greedy mid.
Showing him
Visage.
Like,
yeah.
If they actually went mid, that's a kill. Like, Visage should not be positioned here if they saw them smoke, but they're gonna get top instead. He's all dead. Like, has all damage, they get themselves no.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I love it. Arcane boots will pop, he's got a clarity as well. Why with some old chat.
What that meant.
Viper gonna go down. Sylar on the road now, he doesn't even need the push up for this kill. Super's just all over the place with these TP ganks. TK switches towards the mid lane, not getting anything out of bottom, but it pays off, and here's Centaur Tiny. Toss in, stun, dead Visage. They can't do anything about this. And it starts snowballing out of control. Oh man.
I'm imagining the collective sigh of relief from everybody that put their rares on Vici. XBG, goodbye.
Then they're gonna get themselves another kill. Yeah. Or maybe not, look, Nisa's out of the call. Yeah, he's gonna go back in there. Another TP from Sylar. This will be a bit closer. The flame comes a bit too late. Doesn't quite get the kill, but then another Centaur toss stun in. Backline maybe going to go down to this one. There's not quite enough damage. They need one more right click. The Prophet ultimate will secure the kill, but Vici.Gaming going a bit too ham at the bottom lane. They lose 3, and that was even a Prophet buyback. I mean, I guess the Prophet fought back and got a kill, so... Too bad.
Who's going to be very scary. That's pretty much his mech handed to him.
Oh, wow. 1500, yeah. He looks towards some tower swing directed by Vici.Gaming. Oh, Temple keep on. Are you gonna do this the same? Kills. He's the hero they need to get, but there's an observer ward that's gonna spot him out immediately. So, TongFu are prepared for this one, and like, gonna get killed this. I don't even look to rotate. Just avoid Sentai for the next 5 minutes.
PG.
Toss, stun, double lead, easy, kill. I'm in there. I'm like, look over there for here. Anyway, you and I can catch up. Toss that now? Yeah, got toss, stun to bolt. It's so straightforward. He's got an urn now as well to heal them up because he takes all the damage with the double over this urn or just keep him healthy, and there's me and like fuck me.
Stealing your eye.
Nice seconds. Yeah.
Oh, that's it. It's for the win, isn't it? Just time.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
People out there who are like, nah, that's on good chance. Like, they've got a solid draft. Trolling, but no. No soup for you.
No. Tiny plus Centaur. This is looking really legit. Gotta say.
This is an game which makes them not want to. So, because you're just going to see it every single time. I guess it's not like a single person one.
Flying Horseman.
TongFu just don't have an answer to this.
Exactly.
Too strong. Too strong.
5-man hoof stomps. There's no solution.
You've got the Clockwork as well, like, so even if you got a lot of numbers there, Clockwork can take out 1 or 2 of the heroes who don't get hoof stomp. We haven't really even seen Juggernaut come into play, but he can theoretically take out the... You've got some propaganda. It's cool. But let's keep an eye out. I looked away from the Centaur Tiny for a second and they were about to go in again, so...
Tower is under attack.
Looking away from the Centaur Tiny. These guys are the stars of the show, this game.
They've got some definite pizzazz about them. We're going to see Sylar going for a kill. Looks like he's solo killed the Bat Rider. Doesn't even have the Firefly. Ooh, not quite enough damage. He uses the hookshot on this one. We'll get the kill. Meanwhile, bottom lane, it looks like the set... Oh no, that wasn't bottom lane. That was mid lane, the Centaur Tiny coming into play.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They go Dagon, surely. Like, both of them go Dagon.
By Q.
People can't even get there in time.
Is under attack.
This Visage and the river can't get anywhere close.
You can't TP in, you can't counter gank this, you're just instantly dead.
You gotta listen to Zhao 8. He'd know what to do.
Look, we're gonna see some Dagons come on this Centaur Tiny, and then it's all over.
That's boring.
Yeah.
I think that should. I'm with you on the Dagon plan.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
You don't want to Blink Dagger. Yeah, you don't need Blink. You've got the Centaur there. Full stuff is kind of okay. That's a neat little item. Perseverance. Is this... Dare I say it? No, he's probably going Lincolns for Bat Rider.
Lincolns for the Bat.
The kill mid lane. Takes out the Clockworks.
It's Blink.
A minute's in, so...
Not bad.
It was actually a Bat Rider mid. We haven't seen mid Bat Rider in a long while, but I guess it was against the melee hero, so it went okay for him.
Kill one of the two heroes, right? And then they can't throw Centaur at you if he's dead. Maybe. Yeah.
Tower is under attack.
It's too late.
He may go down as well. He's stolen Omni Slash, but he's got no mana to use it. He'll pay the price. People up. Got the count.
Tower is under attack. Coming in.
Too strong.
Fight, they're all pretty beefy. They get topped off by the healing ward and just keep on going.
Okay, you're gonna this time. Follow it. Lucky that he's moved your tongfu. Everyone just gets blown up. Put outside of it, that pushes it all. The double the Soul's not gonna finish off this push. They've killed off one. Is this gonna be enough to well, he's one kill pass out. Doesn't take a ball, is it?
Middle tower is under attack.
Really? Current. Juggernaut.
Somebody to come around the corner, honestly. Or CJZ to go far enough out. Maybe? Yeah, they've got some great wards.
This mid lane. Damage for this one. He hasn't got his mech yet. Oh, doesn't get the
Oh no. And
they didn't get the combo.
Yeah, also when he tossed Juggernaut, if you toss Jug while he's spinning, it cancels his spin. So it's one of 3 things that can cancel Juggernaut's spin in like the whole game. So yeah, that was really unfortunate. Not only did they not get the double damage of Viper, they stopped the spin.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I can't do fishing. If Vici.Gaming, man, like Vici.Gaming or like some form of HP, you need survivability. Arcane Boots is definitely not the way to be going right now. He's in a bit of trouble here. He's going to be burst down. He pops the Blade Fury up on the run. Does still have an Omni Slash. He can use that to stay alive a bit longer. Second. right?
My name shall live on.
He'll bring out Tiny. He's kind of been left alone here. Multiple heroes there. This is actually buying back somewhat unnecessarily. For Vici.Gaming, despite the kill lead. It's looking good, but not at that.
Lane as well.
Just let me. Towards TongFu possibly getting themselves slightly back into this game, but we don't actually scale that well towards the late game. Like their only real damage output is a Viper whose job is to tank up more than deal damage. That's for Vici.Gaming. They've actually got a Nature's Prophet who's a good, decent late game carry. They've got a Tiny who's almost completed.
To discount the Timbersaw, though. He's almost level 11 as well. I mean, he had a really hard start, so it can be easy to forget about him a little bit in this game, but I think he's made a good recovery. And against Vici.Gaming's heroes, he's extremely potent, especially since none of their melee strength heroes really love buying BKB that much. And Tylar's going for what looks like an Ags, yeah. Henry is going for an Ags, so the Timbersaw is going to be scary for a very long time.
You're being a good tough.
Oh no. A deja vu, but let's see.
Very try.
This feels like a very similar position, but hopefully this fight goes better for Vici. Yeah.
Aegis goes to the jug, so.
Do it with flair.
He picks up the Aegis for himself, and well, not going to find too much here. They're smoked up, TongFu. For a little venture down in the jungle. He's only level 10, so he doesn't have the level 2 Omni Slash bit just yet, but not too big of an issue. Tittle's going close. Ooh, being lassoed the time. He goes down, so 2 for 3 so far, and Vici.Gaming can't take it. Check that he's got Aegis. TV out though. Oh, winning.
Initiation as well, and then Vici scrabbled to try and save the Tiny, so things didn't quite go as expected there. And really nicely played by the Rubik. I think he started off with a hook shot, and then he hook shotted in and stole Stampede. So that helped out a lot in that fight, despite the fact that he got Omni Slashed and died.
Not really sure if they do. Just want to sit back, farm their next couple of items, get a few more levels. We've got a Shadow Blade. They want a bit more than that. He's going to go in towards this bottom lane. A lot of heroes coming here. They need a hook or something. The hook not going to land. Center or the Tiny blocking him, and he's going to get that kill on the Viper.
Not see a ratty build on Nature's Prophet. I feel like I haven't seen a Shadow Blade in a while. It's been nothing but Necrobooks recently.
It really has been like Necrobooks. Like the build, but not with the Shadow Blade. Like Luo goes for this Neonia build. With that, the hook's kind of interesting. Awkward. Just being a bit cautious here, not to get caught out, but. Vici, they got a team that. I love prop. second Timbersaw. Even bottom lane, there's the clockwork hook shot initiates, and they're trying to bring down the Viper. They will do so. Now they he gets stolen. He's hitting up TK as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
SG, he's having a pretty big game here. Looks like Prophet's a Viper. Another hook shot on the creeps as well. This time Batrider's going to grab him, and that's the death of Styler. He's got no way out of this one. Viper comes in as well, takes out the healer.
Healing ward. Well, that's what he accomplished out of it. So, but a bit of an underwhelming buyback at the end of the day.
Really clear.
We'll have a pretty formidable late game. I mean, the Tiny is coming into his own as a carry. ROTK getting there as well. Looks like he's building a Battle Fury right now. I don't know, I think this could get pretty interesting if it starts to head towards the late game. FY is disconnected, but no pause. Okay, it's been called for. There we go.
Yeah. Paladin Perseverance, which also points towards a Bloodstone. I'm gonna go hard with Dota. That felt like.
I guess it is just gonna be Bloodstone. I'm not sure what it does for him, honestly. His team?
Yeah, heal. It's already over, so AoE heal, I guess. Looks like Vici.Gaming will defend from tier 1 tower, keeping at least the central time down there. So now, that's a Batrider illusion. I don't think they'll get tricked yet.
TongFu have shown 2 heroes top, so I think Vici are going to try and make a move over into the Radiant jungle, see if they can find a pick-off. Their ward vision isn't great, though, so they don't really have a clear idea of where they could go and find somebody, unfortunately.
Raven, that's not the time. That's on time. This was another thing. Radiant, you got it. Trees already dying more than now. They see the tiny centaur. They know they're in their jungle. Looking to move out the wood here. Those jungle here isn't very.
If this fight breaks out, Super might be able to get tier 2 top. Creepwave's not in a great position, but he doesn't even have that. Again, doesn't really have a ready build. He's going for this Orchid, so I think he's going to be turning up to team fights instead.
Get out of there, but there's a stolen stampede from the Rubik. With all these urn charges, he's obviously Chakram. That's going to help him out a bit. Timbersaw picking up another kill, and we talked about it earlier. This hero is just such a good counter and way of dealing with this Vici.Gaming lineup. I know its age is going to expire. This is where you kind of question, like, why did ROTK even take?
Argument really for anybody with it at the moment. I guess maybe the Tiny, but even then.
I'd say Centaur, because he's the one being tossed in and kind of dying generally. No, he's not. He's like a middle of enemy road.
In that fight, I think he pretty much had the lasso on the Centaur, and then he hesitated and considered going for the Tiny, and then by the time he decided, okay, I'm going for the Tiny, he'd already been stunned. So it should have been a much more straightforward initiation for TongFu there than it ended up being.
looking okay here. They go get the 4 stuff on the Batrider. They're building towards an Aghanim Scepter now with BJD's better. Is there, and this sort of needs to take as much as possible. The point boost are looking probably make him good speed now just so he can get some more HP. Is going to make him a lot harder to bring down. He's a little bit
as well, so they're going to try and go for some smoke to try and open the map up a little bit more, get that tier 1 gold that should be pretty easy to get if the fights go well. Empty, silent stop, bye-bye.
Lane. Nicely played. Making sure they get the kill using it. He's double minute.
Middle tower is under attack.
Okay, so check the hook shot though. StarLadder getting just cock-blocked by his own team.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Fight, and looks like they're going to get a tower out of it as well. So back on their feet. Yeah.
Hell as well.
I mean, they started off the fight by dropping the Viper to 10% before TongFu had any response whatsoever. And goes to show the power of the Timbersaw as well. He was dead that whole fight.
In these fights, that's where TongFu will struggle. And that's where I think Vici.Gaming just want to go initiate on him almost every single time. Definitely the one main target you want to be bringing down. FY, he's got enough money. He's got his Bloodstone.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And coming out. What are the stats on that? How many times has Centaur gone Bloodstone in competitive Dota?
I can check. Are you interested?
Yes.
That it would be a first.
Like a Centaur Tiny's being picked up. That's a... I mean, obviously there's a lot of synergy there, but not exactly something seen in competitive play.
That's for sure.
Good position here. Got up to about a 15k lead.
The first. At least as far as Dota is concerned, I think. Yeah.
Alright.
Well, I don't know if he's carving out a spot for the Bloodstone. I'm still not really convinced about this from him, but...
There's Aegon. Maybe that's what he's thinking. Mana pool now, like, what are you actually using your mana pool for?
Middle tower is under attack.
2 spells.
Dire structures are fortified.
What do you think?
Dire's middle tower is being denied. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Not too much. Luckily for the Batrider and the Viper, the Omni Slash went a different direction, went to the Timbersaw and... Maybe see behind, super. Oh, to find anyone. U9. Links to the side. We'll get out of this one, but that's a 3-for-0 trade.
Can I take the tower top? No, okay, they're just gonna head in mid. They're actually really good at killing buildings. They're gonna Deso on the Prophet now, and they've got that Ags on the Tiny, so it's only gonna take them a few seconds here. I know Glyph and TongFu again.
Oh, they're gonna get the Batrider. That's a freebie. Well, I think a lot of damage. He needs to be a bit careful. He's actually a TP home. Yeah, he's home. He's healed himself back up. Now the tier 3 tower going down. Looks like Familiar is also taking a bit of damage. Tier 3 is dead. Desolator plus Tiny with an Ag. You're going to leave them standing for the time being, deciding they don't want to overly commit to this one. Hold, but it's still Vici.Gaming just kind of just walking all over them.
Absolutely steamrolling. They could split push top or split push mid and take Roshan. They're still in control of the majority of the map and still have only lost 1 tier 1, which just is a huge sign of how the early game went, where Vici.Gaming were just absolutely dominant, and TongFu still haven't really recovered.
You get that early game stuff, it could be like really problematic. You can regen and pick out your next profit and what's my agent on this lane? There's another shot. For the love of God. Not gonna do so. Hits this one on CBZ. CJD gets rid of the doesn't have a figure on anything. He's gonna go down for doesn't even try to big six fade.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Hey, that's one lane.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
You're gonna step in. He's looking at it. Nate, that's handy then. He not even book enough. He comes in as well. This one nice got into the HP as well. That's a dead Rubik. It's going to be a dead Visage. Just see what's
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Really enjoyed that. I really did.
It's like 10-15, there's a lot of stuff to watch. Just to kill